Good morning, student. This is Latif sir. Today I'll discuss about atomic models. In the previous video, I have discussed about different subatomic particles, their discoveries. Today I'll discuss about atomic models. Many scientists proposed different models for the structure of atom to explain how these subatomic particles, that is proton, neutron, electrons, are arranged in the atom. Many scientists propose different model for the structure of atom to explain how these subatomic particles are arranged in an atom. The first atomic model is Thomson atomic model. J.J. Thomson, scientist J.J. Thomson in 1903, after the discovery of electron, proposed the palm pudding atomic model. You can see in the figure 4.9, this is the Thomson's palm pudding atomic model. In this model, he mentioned that an atom consists of a positively charged sphere in which the negatively charged particles, that is electrons, are embedded. According to Thomson's atomic model, that is palm pudding model, in this palm pudding model, he considered that, or he mentioned that, an atom consists of a positively charged sphere in which negatively charged particles, that is electrons, are embedded, and the total number of negative charge of the atom balances its total positive charge. That's why atoms are electrically neutral. And he compared his model with a palm pudding or a watermelon. J.J. Thomson compared his model with a palm pudding or a watermelon. He compared the palm embedded, he compared the palms embedded in the pudding or the seeds embedded in the watermelon to electrons. That is, he assumed that as the seeds in a watermelon are embedded, similarly electrons are embedded in the sphere, in a positively charged sphere. Okay, and the pudding of the red part of the watermelon itself was the positively charged sphere. But Thomson atomic model, however, failed to explain the observation of Rutherford scattering experiment. Okay, so next atomic model is Rutherford atomic model. Scientist Rutherford proposed the nuclear model of the atom. Scientist Rutherford proposed the nuclear model of the atom based on his conclusion from the alpha particle scattering experiment on gold foil. From his alpha particle scattering experiment on gold foil, he proposed the nuclear model of the atom. And according to Rutherford atomic models, the, that is the main feature of Rutherford atomic models are as follows. First point, most of the space in an atom is empty. First point of Rutherford atomic model is most of the space in an atom is empty. Next point is the positive charge of the atom is concentrated in a very small volume at the center of the atom, and Rutherford called thus called it in Rutherford called it as nucleus of the atom. That is, positive charge of the atom are present in the center of the present in a very small volume at the center, which is called nucleus of the atom. Almost the entire mass of of an atom is also concentrated in the nucleus. Here one note here is given that it was later discovered that subatomic particles, proton and neutrons are bound inside the nucleus of the atom. But neutrons are neutral, but protons are positively charged particle. And next feature of Rutherford atomic model is the positively charged nucleus is surrounded by negatively charged electron, huh, which revolve around it in circular orbit at high speed. That is the positively charged around the positively charged nucleus electron are revolving at a very high speed, and the force of attraction between the opposite charges holds them together. That is the force of attraction between positively charged nucleus and negatively charged electrons holds them together, and this can be compared to the solar system. The Rutherford atomic model can be compared to the solar system. Like solar system, the planets revolve around the sun in their orbit. Similarly, in case of atomic model of Rutherford, electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Hence, Rutherford atomic model was also called the planetary model. Hence, the Rutherford atomic model was also called the planetary model. Next point of Rutherford atomic model, that an atom is electrically neutral. This is because the total negative charge, that is total number of electrons, is equal to the total number of positive charge, that is total number of protons at the nucleus. So this Rutherford atomic model for figure 4.10, you can see that in the nucleus protons and neutrons are present in the nucleus, and the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in different circular paths. Now, drawback of Rutherford atomic model. Rutherford atomic models, however, could not explain the stability of an atom. This is the drawback or limitation of Rutherford atomic model. Rutherford atomic model could not explain the stability of an atom. According to the expected theory of the time, if electrons revolve around the nucleus, as electrons are negatively charged particle, when electrons revolve around the nucleus as described by Rutherford, they would very quickly start losing their energy and set into a spiral motion, and ultimately the electron fall into the nucleus, and if this happened, the atom would then collapses. Okay, so stability of nucleus cannot be explained by Rutherford atomic model. This is because according to accepted theory of the time, if a charged particle revolve around a circular path, the charged particle will continuously lose energy, and the radius of circular path uh, decreases continuously, and ultimately the electron fall into the nucleus, and if this happened, the atom would then collapse. So 4.11 figure drawback of Rutherford atomic model. That is, Rutherford atomic model cannot explain the stability of an atom. Next model is Bohr atomic model. Scientist Niels Bohr's atomic model. Niels Bohr proposed a modified version of Rutherford atomic model. This is actually a modified version of Rutherford atomic models. Niels Bohr proposed a modified version of Rutherford atomic model to explain how electrons could have stable orbit around the nucleus. And the main modification in his model are discussed below. So let's see the postulates of Bohr atomic model or main feature of Bohr atomic model. I have told that Bohr atomic model is a modified version of Rutherford atomic model, and Bohr atomic model could explain how the how the electrons could have stable orbit around the nucleus. Now see the feature of Bohr's atomic model. First, according to Bohr's atomic model, electrons revolve around the nucleus only in fixed circular path, only in some fixed circular paths which are called shell or energy level. An electron can jump from one cell to another cell, but cannot occupy a space in between two cells. So figure 4.12 oxygen atom according to Bohr atomic model is the atomic model of oxygen according to Bohr atomic model. So you can see that protons and neutrons are present at the center of the atom, that is at the nucleus, and electrons are revolving around the nucleus in two circular path. And you can number this circular path as n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, or k, l, m, n, like this. N is equal to 1 means k cell, n is equal to 2 means l cell, n is equal to 3 means m cell, like this. Okay. According to Bohr's atomic model, the inward attractive force of the nucleus on the electron, and the outward force of motion of the electrons helps balance them and prevent them from falling into the nucleus. Thus, the atom remain structurally stable. So, according to Niels Bohr's atomic model, you can explain the stability of nucleus of an atom. But according to Rutherford atomic model, you cannot explain the stability of an atom. Next point of Niels Bohr's atomic model is, I have told that according to Bohr's atomic model, electrons are revolving in some circular paths or circular orbits, which are called shell or energy level, and the cells have a fixed energy and fixed size. Each cells have a fixed size and energy. As the size of cell increases when we move from the nucleus outwards, that is from n is equal to 1 to n is equal to 2 or so on, the energy of the cell also increases. That is, if we move from the lower cell to higher cell, lower number cell to higher number cell, the energy of the cell increases. Next point, an electron normally occupies the energy level called ground state. An electron normally occupies an energy level called its ground state. An electron can jump up to a higher energy level by absorbing energy that is equal to the difference between the two energy levels. So when electrons on absorbing energy, electron can jump from lower energy cell to higher energy cell. Similarly, electron can jump from excited state. The higher energy state means excited state. Okay, so electron can also jump back from the excited state to the lower ground state by releasing energy. That is, when electron absorb energy, it jump up to a higher energy level, and this higher energy level is less stable and is called the excited state. Similarly, when electron can jump back from the excited state to the lower ground state by releasing energy. So figure 4.13 is the representation of ground and excited state of an atom. You can see it is written ground state energy level and excited state energy level. An electron can only jump from lower energy level to higher energy level by absorbing energy. Similarly, on releasing energy, electron can jump from higher energy level to lower energy level. Now, modern atomic model. This is actually a modified version of Rutherford atomic model and Bohr's atomic model. This is modern atomic model. The modern atomic model is based on based on the Bohr's atomic model. But some points of Rutherford atomic models are also included in the modern atomic model. You can see. Let's see the points of modern atomic models. The salient feature of the modern atomic models are as follows. First point, the atom is the smallest particle of matter which comprises three fundamental or subatomic particles called protons, neutrons, and electrons. That is, atom is a smallest particle of matter which made up of three subatomic particles: proton, neutrons, and electrons. Next point, most of the part of an atom is empty, and the structure of atom is classified into two parts. One is nucleus at the center of the atom and extranuclear part where electrons are revolving. Next point, the nucleus is the dense positively charged central part of an atom. Nucleus is the dense positively charged chemical part, a central part of an atom, and it consists of protons and neutrons. Together, and protons and neutrons are also called nucleons. That is, nucleons are present at the central part of the atom, that is at the nucleus. And the entire mass of an atom effectively lies in its nucleus, because the mass of electrons are very negligible compared to the mass of proton and mass of neutron, and protons and neutrons are present at the nucleus. So the entire mass of atom are concentrated at the center of the atom, that is at the nucleus. And the mass of nucleus is the sum of mass of protons and the mass of newtons. The positive charge on the nucleus depends upon the number of protons, because newtons are electrically neutral. They don't have any charge, but the charge of nucleus means charge of protons, and the positive charge of nucleus depends on upon the number of protons in the nucleus. Next point, the extranuclear part comprises orbits or shell, which are and orbits or shell. These are imaginary paths on which the electrons revolve around the nucleus. And I have told, according to Bohr's atomic model, there are some circular orbits or shell which are represented by n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, n is equal to 4, like this. Also, you can represent this cell as K cell, L cell, M cell. Okay. And each orbit is associated with a fixed amount of energy. The cell nearest to the nucleus, that is n is equal to 1, the cell nearest to the nucleus, that is n is equal to 1, has lowest energy. And as we move away from the nucleus, the energy of cell increases. As we move away from the nucleus, the energy of the cell increases. The further the cell is from the nucleus, the higher is the energy of that cell. So the lowest energy cell is the cell nearest to nucleus. Next point of modern atomic model, the number of electrons present in an atom is equal to the number of protons present in the atom. As the number of protons and number of electrons are equal in any atom, therefore atom is electrically neutral, because total negative charge due to electrons and total positive charge due to protons are equal. Next one, the number of protons in the atom helps the identification of an element. This is because each element has a unique number of protons. Atoms of different element have different number of protons. The number of protons determine the properties of an element. You have to remember, the number of protons determine the properties of an element. Next point, an atom of an element is represented by its atomic number and mass number. An atom of an element is represented by its atomic number and mass number. And the last point of modern atomic model is gain or loss of electron. Gain or loss of electron result in the formation of ions, that is cation and anion. And you know that cations are formed by releasing or by losing electron from a neutral atom, and cations are positively charged particle, and anions are formed by gaining electrons, and anions are negatively charged particles, and cation have fewer electrons than protons in their atoms. Cations have fewer electrons than protons in their atoms. Generally, in case of an atom, the proton and number of protons and number of electrons are same. But in case of ions, in case of cations, the number of protons is more than number of electrons. But in case of anion, the number of electrons is higher than the number of protons in the atom. Okay, so today I have discussed about the defined atomic models. J.J. Thomson atomic model, which is called pump pudding model or water medal model. Next, Rutherford atomic model based on the alpha particle scattering experiment. And next, Niels Bohr atomic model. And finally, the modern atomic model.